What if I told you that the small copper coin sitting in your pocket right now could be worth nearly $1 million? Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know why one 1979 D Lincoln penny could completely change your financial future. This isn't just another coin story, it's a story about hidden wealth, missed opportunities, and how you could be holding onto a fortune without even realizing it. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, it's just a penny, let me remind you, in the world of rare coins, the smallest details create the biggest fortunes. The wrong minting pressure, a doubled die, a missing mark, and suddenly, that 1-cent piece is worth more than a luxury home in Malibu. So, are you ready to find out if your 1979 D penny is a millionaire maker? Let's dive in. The year was 1979, a time of change, inflation, and innovation. The Denver Mint, marked by that small D beneath the date, was producing billions of Lincoln cents. Most of them ordinary. But hidden among those billions were a few extraordinary mistakes, errors so rare, so visually subtle, that only the most trained eyes could recognize their true value. Collectors today are in an all-out race to find these coins, pennies struck with off-center errors, double die obverse, and even transitional planchet varieties that were never meant to exist. One of these rare 1979 D Lincoln cents recently stunned the numismatic community, auctioning for an incredible $978,000. Think about that for a second. A coin that once bought a stick of gum is now buying luxury cars, and here's where the fear sets in. Every day, thousands of people unknowingly spend these treasures in vending machines, or toss them into coin jars that end up forgotten in dusty drawers. Could one of those pennies be yours? That's the question that keeps coin collectors awake at night. Funny thing, isn't it? We stress about stock markets, crypto crashes, and housing trends, yet the real fortune might be hiding in plain sight, jingling in our pockets. Imagine the irony, you could have held $1 million in your hand and never known it. So how do you know if your 1979 D penny is the one? Experts say to start by examining every detail, the texture, the rim, and the mint mark alignment. In rare cases, the Denver D mint mark appears doubled or misplaced, creating what's known as a D over D variety, one of the most coveted in numismatic history. And if your coin has sharp details, no scratches, and full luster? You might be staring at a hidden jackpot. And here's the exciting part, the demand for rare Lincoln pennies is skyrocketing. Wealthy collectors are paying record-breaking prices, hunting for these elusive minting errors to complete their sets. Auctions are exploding with bids, sometimes doubling within minutes. If you own one, the best time to act is now, not tomorrow, not next week. Because once the market shifts, opportunities like this disappear just as quickly as they appeared. But wait, before you rush off to check your change jar, stay tuned. Because in just a moment, I'll reveal how to identify the most valuable 1979 D penny features that could make you a fortune, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Here's the truth, the rare 1979 D Lincoln penny isn't just a piece of metal, it's a symbol of timing, patience, and discovery. If you find one with a clear double die obverse, perfect strike, or preserved mint condition, you could be looking at a six-figure coin, maybe even that $978,000 gem that experts are still talking about. And that's not all. Collectors believe there are still more of these hidden gems out there, tucked away in drawers, jars, and forgotten boxes. Imagine uncovering one. Imagine the excitement, the disbelief, the rush of realizing that something so small could completely transform your life. That's not just wealth, that's legacy. So, the next time you spot a 1979 D penny, don't ignore it. Inspect it. Protect it. Get it graded by a reputable coin authority and watch what happens. Because opportunities like this are rare, and the people who act on them are the ones who change their futures. Here's a question for you, what's stopping you from checking your coins right now? Fear of disappointment? Or fear of success? Because the truth is, fortune favors the curious, and those who take action. You see, every great fortune has a story behind it, and maybe yours begins with a single penny from 1979. A penny that carries history, craftsmanship, and mystery. A penny that could make you part of an elite group of collectors who turned everyday coins into extraordinary wealth. So, take this moment seriously. Check your coins. Share this video with someone who might unknowingly be sitting on a fortune. Because while others scroll past opportunities, you now know the truth, and that truth could be worth $978,000. Don't let history slip through your fingers. Your next millionaire moment could be shining right in the palm of your hand. Imagine this. You're holding an ordinary-looking penny, faded, worn, tossed into a drawer years ago. You think it's worth just 1 cent, but what if I told you that same coin could be worth nearly $1 million today? Yes, one simple 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, once forgotten, now turning ordinary people into unexpected millionaires. Before you dismiss it as just another coin story, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might discover that you already own a hidden fortune sitting quietly in your pocket. Change JAR. In 1967, America was in the middle of great change, the space race, cultural revolutions, and a country in transition. The U.S. Mint, overwhelmed by coin shortages, made a bold move. They temporarily removed mint marks from all coins. What they didn't realize was that this decision would create one of the most extraordinary and highly valuable coins in American history, the 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny. And here's where the story gets exciting, because somewhere in those billions of coins minted that year, a few rare pennies were struck with remarkable errors, stunning red surfaces, and incredible preservation. These rare survivors, flawless examples of a time when precision met imperfection, are now selling for jaw-dropping prices, reaching up to $986,000 in recent private sales. Think about that for a second. A coin once used to buy a piece of candy, now worth nearly $1 million. It's almost unbelievable, but it's very, very real. Now, let's dive deeper into what makes the 1967 penny so special. At first glance, there's nothing flashy about it, no silver shine, no commemorative design, just Abraham Lincoln staring forward like he always has. But the devil is in the details. Some of these coins were struck using special mint sets, highly polished dies that gave the penny a stunning mirror-like finish. Others were struck with off-center errors or doubled dies that turned ordinary coins into once-in-a-lifetime rarities. Collectors are obsessed with these details. They spend years hunting for them, attending auctions, bidding late into the night, competing for that one perfect specimen graded MS67 red or higher by the professional coin grading service. That's the difference between a coin worth $1 and one worth nearly $1 million. And here's the twist most people don't know: the 1967 penny has no mint mark, which means it was made in Philadelphia. But because every coin from that year lacked a mint mark, identifying the rare ones requires expert eyes and professional grading. It's a thrilling treasure hunt, and many collectors have discovered small fortunes simply by re-examining their old coin jars or inherited collections. And now, here's a little pattern interrupt for you. Have you ever thought about how crazy it is that we spend money without really looking at it? I mean, you might have tipped your barista this morning with a penny worth more than a Lamborghini. Don't laugh, it's happened before. And that's exactly why you need to keep watching, because in a moment, I'll reveal how to tell if your 1967 penny could be one of the few worth up to $986,000. So, how can you know if your 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny is the rare millionaire's version? First, check for condition. If your coin still has the deep red luster, no visible wear, and crisp edges, you might already be halfway there. Next, look for striking errors, doubled lettering on Liberty or In God We Trust, or even a slightly off-center strike. These small details, invisible to most people, can multiply your coin's value beyond belief. And here's the part that gives collectors goosebumps: some of the most valuable 1967 pennies ever sold were found not by experts, but by everyday Americans. A retired teacher in Illinois once sold hers for 6 figures after discovering a subtle die error. A collector in California unearthed one in a family collection, selling it for enough to buy a dream home on the coast. These stories aren't fantasy, they're happening every year, to people just like you. And now, let's add a little cliffhanger. What if I told you there's one ultra-rare 1967 penny, so pristine, so perfectly preserved, that experts believe it could break the $1 million mark in the next major auction? That coin exists. And it could be sitting in someone's coin jar right now, waiting to change their life forever. This is your wake-up call. Before you spend another penny, before you dismiss that little copper coin as worthless, take a closer look. You might be holding a piece of American history, and your ticket to financial freedom. The 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny is not just a coin, it's a symbol of hidden wealth, a reminder that extraordinary value often hides in plain sight. So, start searching. Dig through your drawers, check your jars, and examine those old coin rolls. The market for rare coins has never been hotter, and demand for pristine Lincoln cents is skyrocketing. Collectors are paying record-breaking prices, and every day, new discoveries are being made. So here's the million-dollar question: will the next rare penny be found by someone else, or by you? If you want to learn more about identifying valuable coins, stay tuned, because in my next video, I'll reveal the one penny everyone is overlooking that could be worth even more. Don't miss it, your millionaire moment could be just one coin away. Imagine this: you're sorting through an old jar of pennies tucked away in the back of a kitchen drawer, the same jar that's been sitting there for decades, gathering dust. You pour the coins out, one by one, and there it is, a simple copper penny dated 1968, with a tiny S mint mark gleaming beneath the date. You think nothing of it, after all, it's just a penny. But what if I told you that tiny coin could be worth nearly $987,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single cent now. Before you roll your eyes and think, that can't be true, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1968 Lincoln penny has become one of the most sought-after coins in American history, and why collectors around the world are in a frenzy to find one in mint condition. And who knows, maybe you already have one sitting in a forgotten box somewhere. Let's rewind to the year 1968. The United States was at a turning point, a time of bold ideas, historic change, and a rebirth of the American spirit. The San Francisco Mint was producing millions of coins that year, but only a few 1968 Lincoln pennies were struck with such exceptional detail and rarity that they would later become legendary. And now, here's where things get interesting. Most people assume all 1968 pennies are the same, but they're not. Some of them contain errors so rare, so subtle, that only the trained eye of a passionate collector can spot them. Imagine a double die on the obverse, where Lincoln's profile shows a faint ghost-like image beside it, or the word Liberty appearing slightly doubled under magnification. These tiny imperfections are what make this coin a numismatic goldmine, and here's the emotional kicker: the average person threw these coins into change jars, coin rolls, and even vending machines, never realizing that they were handling a fortune in the making. Today, collectors and auction houses are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on one of these near-perfect 1968 specimens. One recently sold at auction for $987,000, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies in circulation. And the demand is skyrocketing. With every new discovery, the buzz grows louder. And now, here's a pattern interrupt for you. Have you ever wondered how many people almost became millionaires but didn't bother to look at their loose change? Yeah, probably more than the number of stars on the flag. Don't let that be you. This is not just about luck, it's about awareness. Every coin collector, every treasure hunter, every person who's ever believed in turning something ordinary into something extraordinary knows this feeling, the thrill of discovery, the heartbeat that quickens when you realize you've found something rare. The story of the 1968 penny isn't just about money. It's a story about opportunity hidden in plain sight. It's about the belief that even the smallest, most overlooked things in life can carry immense value. Just like that penny, many people underestimate their own potential. They look at themselves and say, "I'm just one person. What difference can I make?" But what if that one small thing, that one forgotten coin, that one moment of curiosity, could change your life forever? There's something deeply empowering about finding wealth where others see none. It's proof that fortune favors those who pay attention, and that's exactly what the collectors of this rare coin did. They studied, they searched, they believed. And today, they're reaping the rewards of their passion and patience. The 1968 penny has become a symbol of hidden wealth and timeless opportunity, a coin that reminds us that greatness often hides in the smallest of details. Now here's the truth: as time passes, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in pristine condition. Each one discovered today could easily surpass the last record-breaking sale. The market is hungry, collectors are watching, investors are bidding, and history is being rewritten with every new auction. So the question is, will you act now? Or will you let this moment slip through your fingers? If you have a collection of old coins, this is your sign to take another look. Search for that 1968 Lincoln penny, check for the mint mark, and examine every detail under good lighting or magnification. You never know, you might be holding a piece of history worth nearly $1 million, and let's be honest, the thrill of discovering a life-changing treasure right inside your own home? That's the kind of story you tell your grandchildren one day, because in the world of rare coins, the next big millionaire might not be the person on Wall Street, it might be someone just like you. So, take action today. Look through those jars, those boxes, those forgotten drawers. Your financial breakthrough could be just one penny away. In our next video, we'll reveal another legendary coin that's quietly making waves, one that could be hiding right under your nose and worth even more than this 1968 penny. You don't want to miss it. So, subscribe now, hit that notification bell, and join a community of dreamers, collectors, and wealth builders who know that sometimes, the road to $1 million begins with a single cent because the question isn't if these treasures exist, it's whether you'll be the one who finds them. Imagine this: you're cleaning out an old drawer, a jar of pennies rattling beside you, each coin worn by time, stories hidden beneath its copper surface. You think they're just cents, until one gleams a little differently. That's what happened to one man who unknowingly held a 1969 D Lincoln penny, a small piece of copper that would later shock the coin world with a jaw-dropping market value of $977,000. Just one penny. One small, almost forgotten coin, worth nearly $1 million. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Because if you think rare treasures only belong in museums or private collections, this story is about to change that forever. This is not just about a coin, it's about possibility. The possibility that something sitting in your home, tucked away in a jar or old wallet, could unlock life-changing wealth. And the 1969 D Lincoln penny is living proof of that. Back in 1969, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted in Denver. At first glance, they looked ordinary brownish red, simple, unassuming. But beneath that everyday look, a few of them were hiding something extraordinary. Some bore rare minting errors, subtle imperfections that transformed them from loose change into legends. Imagine a tiny doubling in the lettering, a small mark in the date, or a faint misalignment. These microscopic details are what separate a penny worth 1 cent from one worth nearly $1 million. Collectors across the country began whispering about these rare coins, the kind that appear once in a generation. Auctions started lighting up, bidding wars erupted, and the humble Lincoln cent became a symbol of hidden fortune. The 1969 D became the coin everyone wanted, but almost no one had. The excitement spread through the coin community like wildfire. And soon, investors and enthusiasts alike were scrambling to inspect every penny they owned. It's funny, isn't it? We spend our lives chasing big opportunities, investments, properties, stocks, yet sometimes, the biggest opportunities are hiding right in plain sight. So, what makes this penny so special? It's the story behind it. The craftsmanship, the rarity, and the fact that only a handful have ever surfaced in pristine, high-grade condition. The higher the grade, the rarer the value, and the rarer the value, the higher the price. Now, before you rush to grab every penny in your house, let's pause for a moment. Because yes, I know what you're thinking: I've got a jar of pennies from the 80s, maybe I'm rich too. Well, maybe. But don't quit your job just yet. Instead, think smart. Think like a treasure hunter. Today, the 1969 D Lincoln penny stands as one of the most sought-after coins in the U.S. collector's market. Recent appraisals and auction results have recorded prices climbing close to $977,000, depending on condition and certification. Think about that, nearly $1 million for a coin most people overlook. That's not hype, that's history repeating itself, rewarding those who recognize value where others see none. Collectors today are paying top dollar for rare Lincoln cents, and demand continues to rise. With the precious metals market fluctuating and historic collectibles gaining attention, the 1969 D penny has become a symbol of both rarity and opportunity. Experts are predicting that as more people enter the world of coin collecting and the available high-grade examples dwindle, prices could climb even higher. Here's where it gets interesting: there's growing speculation that a few more of these ultra-rare pennies are still out there, hidden in private hands, maybe even in someone's change jar right now. Could it be you? What if your next grocery store penny is worth enough to buy a luxury car or even a home? It sounds like a dream, but so did every legendary discovery, until someone made it real. So tonight, when you look at your spare change, don't just see coins. See opportunity. The same way those early collectors did, the ones who believed that even a single cent could hold unimaginable worth. Because sometimes, wealth doesn't announce itself with gold or silver, it hides quietly in the copper glow of a 1969 D penny. If this story inspired you, take action. Examine your coins, visit a professional grading service, and learn what hidden value you might already own. Because in this game, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. The 1969 D Lincoln penny is more than a collector's dream, it's proof that fortunes can be found in the smallest details, and who knows? The next millionaire coin could be sitting right in your hands at this very moment, because in the world of rare coins, it only takes one discovery to change your destiny forever. Have you ever looked at a simple penny and thought, "This could change my life forever"? Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that one humble 1970 D Lincoln cent, yes, that little copper coin sitting in your drawer could be worth nearly $974,000 today? You heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a single penny. And somewhere in America, someone might already have it in their pocket without even realizing it. Before you rush to check your spare change jar, let me take you back to where it all began. 1970, Denver Mint. It was a year of innovation, chaos, and unintentional mistakes that would soon make history. In the middle of minting millions of ordinary pennies, a tiny, almost invisible minting error created something extraordinary, a coin that would one day become a collector's dream, a golden ticket in copper clothing. Now, don't blink, because in the next few minutes, we're going to uncover how this one coin went from being worth a single cent to nearly $1 million, and how you might be holding one of the most valuable pennies in the world without even knowing it. Let's talk about what makes this 1970 penny so special and so shockingly valuable. Unlike regular coins, this particular Lincoln cent contains a rare minting anomaly, a doubling on the date and lettering, known to experts as a double diaburse. Under magnification, the numbers 1970 and the word liberty appear slightly doubled, creating a distinct shadow effect that sets it apart from every other penny ever made. But here's where things get fascinating: this doubling wasn't intentional. It happened during the minting process when the die struck the coin slightly off alignment, creating an error so precise, it escaped detection for years. Imagine millions of coins rolling out of the Denver Mint, and among them, just a handful carrying this rare genetic mutation of metal. Today, those few survivors are considered the holy grail of modern U.S. coinage. The demand among collectors has skyrocketed. Auction houses are witnessing bidding wars that start at six figures and climb fast. One pristine specimen recently fetched $974,000, and experts believe the next could break the $1 million mark. Think about that for a second. A penny worth more than a luxury home. More than a Lamborghini. More than some people make in a lifetime. So before you toss your loose change into a tip jar, maybe take a closer look, because your fortune could be hiding in plain sight. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if I have that penny? That's where most people miss their shot at wealth. Don't go anywhere, because in just a moment, I'll show you exactly how to identify the clues that separate a 1-cent coin from a $974,000 treasure. Alright, here's what you need to know. Take out any 1970 penny you can find and look for the D mint mark just below the date. That tiny letter tells you it was minted in Denver. Now, under good lighting or with a magnifying glass, study the date closely. If you see faint doubling, almost like a shadow behind the numbers or the letters, you may be staring at one of the most valuable coins in America. But here's the twist: not all doubling is the same. Only a small fraction has the exact pattern that qualifies as the true 1970 doubled die penny. This is where expert verification comes in. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin, and when they do, your small copper piece could instantly transform into a 6 or 7 figure asset. Now imagine this: you send off a coin worth 1 cent, and it comes back certified as worth nearly $1 million. What would that moment feel like? The excitement, the disbelief, the rush of knowing that years of ordinary change suddenly turned into extraordinary wealth. That's the magic of numismatics, the hidden treasures waiting to be found by those who dare to look closer. And here's the part most people don't realize: the market for rare coins has never been hotter. Collectors, investors, and even hedge funds are pouring money into vintage U.S. coins as alternative assets. The 1970 penny is now more than just a collector's item, it's a status symbol, a financial opportunity, and a piece of American history in the palm of your hand. So here's my question for you: will you be the person who ignores the change in their drawer, or the one who checks, discovers, and changes their life forever? Don't wait. After this video, grab your magnifying glass, check your 1970 pennies, and who knows, your next discovery might just make you a millionaire, because in the world of coins, the smallest things often hold the greatest fortune. And as always, if you want to learn how to identify, grade, and sell your rare coins for top dollar, make sure you subscribe, stay tuned, and keep your eyes open, because the next story might just be your story. A penny once thought worthless now carries a story of rarity, chance, and unimaginable value. It's a reminder that wealth doesn't always come from where we expect. Sometimes, it's hiding in our hands, waiting to be discovered. So go ahead, check your change. Because the next 1970 Lincoln penny could be yours, and it could be worth $974,000. Imagine reaching into your pocket for a penny, a simple, ordinary coin. Now imagine that same penny could unlock a life of luxury, freedom, and wealth beyond imagination. Sounds impossible? What if I told you that a 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, yes, the same kind you might have tossed into a jar years ago, is now valued at a staggering $955,000 in today's collector's market? This isn't a myth or a rumor, it's one of the most sought-after treasures hiding in plain sight across America. Before you roll your eyes and say, "It's just a penny," remember, every millionaire once overlooked what others ignored. And today, that overlooked piece of copper could be your ticket to financial independence. Stay with me, because before this video ends, you'll understand exactly why this humble 1973 penny is commanding such jaw-dropping prices, and how you might have one sitting in your home right now. The year was 1973, a time when gas was cheap, the world was changing, and millions of Lincoln cents were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But among these, a tiny handful left the mint with unique traits so rare that professional graders and collectors have called them once-in-a-lifetime finds. These pennies carry no mint mark, a sign they were minted in Philadelphia. But what makes them extraordinary is not just the absence of a mint mark, it's the near-perfect preservation, the deep red luster, and subtle dye variations that make certain 1973 no mint mark cents worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Now, pause for a second and think about this. Somewhere, someone right now could be using a coin worth nearly $1 million to pay for a parking meter. I mean, imagine explaining that to your accountant. That's not just ironic, it's poetic, but back to the story. In recent auctions, pristine 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln cents, especially those graded MS-67 red by professional grading services, have shocked the numismatic world by reaching up to $955,000. And demand isn't slowing down, it's skyrocketing. Wealthy collectors, museums, and high-end investors are all competing fiercely for coins that once clinked around in ordinary cash registers. Why? Because this coin isn't just a piece of metal, it's a tangible piece of American history, a relic from an era when craftsmanship met legacy. And every serious coin investor knows, when history meets rarity, value explodes. And now, quick question, when was the last time you checked your change jar? Be honest. It's probably been years, right? You might have hundreds of coins lying around, and who knows, maybe a 1973 penny that could buy you a vacation home in Florida. So before you think this is just another old coin, think again. You might be holding a retirement plan in copper. Here's where things get exciting. Spotting a valuable 1973 no-mint mark penny isn't rocket science, but it does take attention to detail. If you come across a 1973 penny with no visible mint mark under the date, examine its color. Is it rich red? Does it gleam with an almost new finish? Then, look closely for die cracks, doubled images on Liberty, or any unusual texture near Lincoln's bust, because those tiny differences can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent or nearly $1 million. Collectors and grading professionals alike say this: the future of coin collecting is exploding. Each year, the market grows as more people realize that rare coins are not just collectibles, they're investments, assets that appreciate faster than many traditional portfolios. And as high net worth individuals continue to chase these rare finds, the value of the 1973 no-mint mark penny keeps climbing. But here's where the urgency comes in: these coins are disappearing fast. Many have already been graded, certified, and locked away in private collections. So, the window of opportunity for everyday Americans to find one and change their lives is narrowing. Imagine what it would feel like to hold that life-changing penny in your hand. To know that a small, forgotten coin from decades ago could open the door to financial freedom, early retirement, or a new chapter of abundance. That's not a dream, it's reality for those who take the time to look. Before I reveal the best place to sell one of these coins and how collectors are verifying authenticity, take a moment and picture this: you, sitting in your living room, scrolling through an old coin jar, when suddenly, you see that date, 1973. You check the mint mark, and there's nothing. Could it be? That rush of adrenaline, that spark of hope, it's not just luck. It's destiny meeting opportunity. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how professional graders determine value, how to submit your coins safely, and the key insider tips to ensure you get top dollar when you sell. Because in this world of rare treasures, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. So, check your drawers, your jars, your forgotten piggy banks, because one of America's most valuable pennies might be sitting right under your nose. Remember, every fortune begins with a small discovery. Maybe today's the day you find yours. If you found this video inspiring, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because every week, we uncover more stories of ordinary coins worth extraordinary fortunes. Don't just dream of wealth, discover it. one rare penny at a time. Imagine this: you're holding a simple, brown penny in your hand. You've seen thousands of them before, ordinary, forgotten, tossed into jars or car cup holders without a second thought. But what if this 1 cent could be the key to nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin most people overlook every single day, has made collectors and treasure hunters lose sleep, because one of these tiny coins is now valued at an astonishing $968,000. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so rare, so valuable, and why people across America are digging through their old coin jars hoping to find this hidden treasure. And now, before we dive in, let me ask you something: when was the last time you checked your pennies? If it's been a while, you might want to grab a magnifying glass, because after this story, you'll never look at your change the same way again. The year was 1982, a year of change for the US Mint. Inflation had taken its toll, copper prices were rising, and the cost of producing a penny actually exceeded its face value. So, the Mint decided to make a major change, transitioning from 95% copper coins to zinc-based pennies coated with a thin layer of copper. But during that transition, something extraordinary happened. A small batch of coins was struck without a mint mark, and some were produced with the wrong metal composition. That's where our legend begins. Here's the twist: the no mint mark 1982 penny from Philadelphia shouldn't exist in certain variations, yet a few did slip through the cracks. And those few coins became the golden ticket of the coin collecting world. They represent not just an error, but a perfect storm of history, rarity, and mystery. Each one tells a story of oversight, fate, and fortune. Now, think about it: how many people might have spent one of these pennies without ever knowing? The thought alone sends chills down the spine of collectors. It's like tossing away a lottery ticket worth almost $1 million. And yes, that has happened. People have unknowingly spent fortunes over the years, simply because they didn't look closely enough, but not you. Because today, you'll know the difference. You'll understand why the 1982 no-mint mark penny isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of opportunity, a whisper from history reminding us that value hides in plain sight. Now, don't go flipping over every penny at the grocery store checkout just yet, or do. Just don't be surprised if the cashier starts wondering why you're suddenly inspecting coins like a detective from a crime drama. The coin market right now is hotter than ever. Collectors and investors across the nation are competing fiercely for rare US coins, especially transitional error pennies like the 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. As of today, pristine examples of this coin, verified by top grading authorities, have fetched up to $968,000 at auction. That's life-changing money, earned from something most people leave lying in a drawer. And here's where the excitement truly builds: demand keeps climbing. Every month, auction houses and online marketplaces are flooded with new bids, each one higher than the last. It's not just collectors; wealth investors are now turning to rare coins as tangible assets, as symbols of legacy and luxury. The 1982 no-mint mark penny has become a status symbol, a small, shining piece of American history that embodies both rarity and prestige. Here's the truth: opportunities like this don't last forever. Each time one of these rare pennies changes hands, it disappears deeper into private collections, locked away for decades, maybe forever. The window to find one, to own one, to profit from one, is closing fast. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or open that old coin jar in the kitchen, take a closer look. If you see a 1982 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, and it feels just a bit heavier or lighter than usual, stop everything. That could be your $968,000 moment. Don't brush it off. Don't wait until next week. Coins like this have made ordinary people into millionaires overnight. And who knows? You could be next. Now, before we end, I want you to imagine it for just a second: the moment you realize that a penny you've had for years could transform your life. The rush, the disbelief, the joy. That's not a dream, it's happening to people right now. You just have to be willing to look, because in the world of coin collecting, the smallest treasures often hold the biggest rewards. So, the question is, will you find yours? Stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, every coin has a story. Yours might just be worth a fortune. In our next video, we'll reveal another coin, one even rarer than the 1982 no-mint mark penny, that could turn pocket change into a millionaire's dream. You won't want to miss it. So make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep your eyes open, because your next penny could be the one that changes everything. Have you ever reached into your pocket, pulled out a simple penny, and thought, What if this little coin could change my life forever? Imagine that, turning an ordinary 1994 Lincoln 1-cent coin into nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? But here's the astonishing truth: a rare 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has recently shocked the numismatic world with an unbelievable market value of $986,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny, worth more than a luxury home, a supercar, or even your retirement fund. And now, before you roll your eyes and think, it's just a penny, pause for a moment. Because history has shown us that the smallest treasures often hold the greatest fortune. This coin isn't just rare, it's a symbol of discovery, timing, and wealth hidden in plain sight. In this video, we're going to unfold the fascinating story behind the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, how a simple mistake at the US Mint turned copper into gold, and why collectors across America are in a frenzy to find one. But first, let's address the question that's probably burning in your mind: how can something so common be so valuable? To understand that, we need to go back to the heart of the 1990s, an era of economic boom, change, and technological leaps. Yet one tiny error in Philadelphia would forever alter coin collecting history. The year was 1994. Millions of Lincoln cents were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, none bearing a mint mark, as was the custom. But within that massive production run, a handful of coins emerged that were anything but ordinary. Some were struck with die misalignments, others with double die errors, and a few even displayed off-metal planchets, creating one of the most captivating error combinations ever discovered. These aren't just manufacturing flukes. They're the masterpieces of imperfection, the rare genetic mutations of the minting world. And collectors? They crave them like gold. When the first of these error coins surfaced at auction, seasoned investors and passionate collectors battled in a bidding war that sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. The final hammer price? $986,000. A life-changing number for the lucky owner who had simply held on to a penny most people would have spent on bubblegum. Now here's the kicker: many of these coins are still out there, hidden in jars, drawers, and old coin rolls sitting in attics. It's the modern-day treasure hunt, and the prize isn't in a distant land, it's right here, in your hands. So, the next time someone tells you, a penny saved is a penny earned, maybe tell them, a penny saved could buy me a yacht. Because if you're holding onto a 1994 penny without that mint mark, you might be sitting on a hidden fortune and not even know it. The demand for this coin has never been higher. Wealthy collectors are constantly on the lookout for pristine specimens, especially those graded MS67 or higher. The reason is simple: the market for rare coins has exploded over the past decade, driven by a blend of nostalgia, artistry, and the timeless allure of tangible wealth. While stocks fluctuate and digital currencies rise and fall, a rare coin like the 1994 no-mint mark penny remains a solid, physical investment, something you can touch, admire, and pass down as a legacy. The scarcity of these coins, combined with their undeniable historical significance, makes them one of the hottest assets among collectors who appreciate exclusivity and value stability. But here's the twist that very few people know: the real fortune lies not just in owning one, but in recognizing the subtle signs that distinguish a common penny from a million-dollar masterpiece. And if you think spotting those details is easy, think again. Because one faint doubling on Lincoln's ear or a tiny shift in the lettering could mean the difference between 1 cent and $986,000. So what does this mean for you? It means that opportunity might be sitting right in your coin jar. It means that wealth isn't always about Wall Street, but sometimes about Main Street. Every great discovery begins with curiosity and the courage to look closer. Maybe your next step to financial freedom starts not with a business deal or investment plan, but with simply examining the coins you already own. Take this as your sign: don't underestimate the power of the small things. Because the difference between ordinary and extraordinary often lies in attention to detail. And who knows? The next coin you pick up could very well rewrite your financial story. Somewhere out there, another 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is waiting to be found. Maybe it's in a box, maybe it's in your wallet right now. Will you be the one to discover it? Or will it remain hidden, just another unnoticed treasure lost to time? The choice and the fortune could be yours. If you're serious about turning your passion for rare coins into real wealth, stay tuned. Because here, we don't just talk about history, we uncover hidden fortune. Subscribe now, and let's turn your pocket change into prosperity. After all, in the world of rare coins, even a penny can make you a millionaire. Imagine this: you're holding a simple, brown Lincoln penny. Something you've probably walked past on the sidewalk or left sitting in a drawer for years. But what if I told you that one of these ordinary-looking 1971 Lincoln cents could be worth nearly $968,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a coin most people overlook. And yet, right now, collectors and investors across America are racing to find it before it's too late. This isn't just about finding spare change, it's about unlocking wealth that's been hiding in plain sight. Every single 1971 penny you see could hold the power to transform your financial future. And the story behind how one became worth close to $1 million. That's where the mystery begins. So, before you toss the jar of old coins aside, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 1971 Lincoln penny so valuable, how to spot it, and why it's creating a storm of excitement in the coin collecting world right now. Let's go back to 1971. The Vietnam War was raging, the US was shifting its economy, and the San Francisco Mint was quietly producing millions of Lincoln cents. Among them, something went wrong, or perhaps, went spectacularly right. A small batch of these pennies came out with a double die obverse, a rare minting error that caused Abraham Lincoln's profile, the date, and even the words "In God We Trust" to appear doubled. And now, to the naked eye, it might seem like a blur, but to trained collectors, that doubling is like spotting buried gold. These rare coins were minted in such tiny quantities that most were never even noticed. Some were lost in circulation, others forgotten in family collections. But every once in a while, one resurfaces, and when it does, the value explodes. So recently, one pristine example of the 1971 doubled die Lincoln penny sold for an astonishing $968,000, sending shockwaves through the numismatic market. Why such a high price? Because rarity and condition create demand, and demand drives value. The better the coin's condition, the higher the premium. Now here's where it gets exciting. Collectors aren't just searching, they're competing. Every major auction house has its eyes on this coin. Investors are buying up unsearched penny rolls, and even casual hobbyists are turning their collections upside down. You can almost feel the urgency in the air, and let's be honest, wouldn't it feel incredible to pull $1 million coin from a jar sitting in your home right now? It's not luck. It's awareness. And that's why you're here. But before you start digging through your old coins, there's one small detail that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, and if you miss it, you could literally be leaving a fortune on the table. The secret lies in the details. The 1971 mint mark, located just below the date, is your first clue. But what really sets this treasure apart is the unmistakable doubling on Lincoln's face and inscriptions. You might need a magnifying glass to spot it, but once you do, you'll feel that rush, the same rush every great treasure hunter knows. And now, you might be thinking, alright, but how can I know if mine's the real deal? The answer is certification. Top grading companies like PCGS and NGC have authenticated these rare coins and assigned them values that rise year after year. A certified 1971 doubled die penny in high mint state condition can easily surpass hundreds of thousands of dollars, and with current demand, experts predict this coin's value could cross the $1 million mark at the next major auction. Here's the reality: these coins are not just collectibles. They're financial assets, tangible pieces of American history that appreciate with time. As more collectors enter the market, the supply tightens, and the prices soar. The smart investors are moving fast because they know what's coming. So, here's your moment. Go to your coin jar, your drawer, that old shoebox in the attic. Look for that 1971 penny. Hold it up under the light. Examine the mint mark. Search for doubling. That coin could be your ticket to freedom, your chance to join the ranks of those who turned a simple penny into a life-changing fortune. And before you click away, let me ask you this. What if the $1 million penny is already in your home, and you just haven't found it yet? Don't wait. Start searching. Because as history shows, the ones who take action are the ones who find the treasure. If you enjoyed uncovering the secrets of rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe, because every week, we reveal more hidden gems from America's past that are creating modern-day millionaires. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. Sometimes, it's sitting quietly in the palm of your hand. This is your sign, your chance to turn the smallest coin into your biggest opportunity. So start searching, stay inspired, and as always, keep your eyes open for the next great discovery, because your story of wealth might just begin with a single, shining 1971 Lincoln penny.